everybody.
Hello.
How you doing? We are live Monday night, November 27th, for Used Twos for November 28th, tomorrow.
Man, I'm glad you knew the dates. I had no idea what the dates were.
Yeah, my whole mind just been wiped from the busyness this past weekend.
It's a long weekend.
It's been a very long weekend.
We're all sick.
Oh yeah. But a successful weekend at that.
Yeah. Thanks to all of you.
Big thanks.
I stuttered over my words. That's how much of a thank you it was.
Really great Black Friday.
Thank you.
Awesome turnout. I know a lot of people went home happy. A successful Small Business Saturday. Following that up, and even pretty good on Sunday.
And a busy ass Sunday too. So we think it's started now. It's that time of the year.
It is that time of the year. The holiday season is full effect.
Reggie and its full effect of shopping.
So
so don't mind us.
Mm-hmm.
We're a little tired still.
Step behind or two.
Full of mucus and other things. Dirk's gonna go sleep for 2 days after this video.
Yep. I will see everyone again on Thursday. But tonight, and as busy as we were, we did not slack on our used. We are coming at you with some sweet picks. A smaller list.
Smaller batch
this week, but
we had a couple things going on.
Yeah, just a few.
But we still got some, and yeah.
Might as well get to it then. Huh?
Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's start with by saying, sup, Keith Phillips.
Hey, Keith.
And thank you, Paul.
So I'm gonna start off with 1980s specials right here. We'll probably talk about this album every time it comes in.
Every damn time.
It is a ska essential, produced almost in full by Elvis Costello. Comes on the Chrysalis label, but got that lovely two-tone jump off right there. So yeah, it is one of the quintessential ska albums. You got Message to You, Rudy, Do the Dog, Monkey Man on the back. Just a bunch of English white boys throwing it down, skanking. This one always sells really quick. I would assume this one will go just as quick.
That's right. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. We're getting more high tech here. We've remembered 2 weeks in a row now to have a computer standing by so that we can see what you're saying rather than our producer pantomiming behind the camera, which never really works out.
Always miss.
I always think it's something about vegetables.
Yeah.
Another record that I will always talk about, and you may have heard at the intro during our little nap there, but Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes. As you may see, a little bit of love on this one. Got a little bit of ring wear. Show you the backside too. But nice clean copy. We've been spinning it, keeping us going here, and always goes just as Mr. Petty did this year. So
Don't do him like that.
too soon? Oh, don't do him like that. Okay. Yeah. Classics.
Next up, I'm going to talk about some classics, but in an audiophile sense.
Oh. Hello, with Rose.
Came across two audiophile pressings of some classic albums, but none of these are the MoFi versions.
No.
Coming at you with CBS's Master Sound. Their half-speed mastered audiophile versions from the mid to late 80s that they were doing these on. So this is Boston. Baston. So see you have down here the half-speed mastered logo there. Kind of same idea as the MoFis, not as sought after as the MoFis, but still some quality recordings. Definitely a step up from your standard Bostons. And a company I had never heard of until this week.
Nor had I.
Another audiophile version. This is Joe Cocker's Mad Dogs and Englishmen on the Sweet Thunder label.
Sweet Thunder.
Sweet Thunder.
girl.
So doing a little research on Sweet Thunder, they kind of dabbled a little bit of everything, a little bit of classic rock, a little bit of little jazz. But yeah, this is an audio file of great album here. Cool little like all white label there. So yeah, just for all you audiophiles out there, I got you fixins this week.
Got a couple. For you 90s art rockers who are out there, right? You Georgians, you REM haters, but still like the era-esque files. We've got Pylon with Chomp. This is Pylon with their album Chomp. I pretty much, in my jokes at the beginning, I pretty much described what they were. They're an art rock band from Georgia from the 90s, or late 80s. I don't remember. Late 80s, early 90s, sort of contemporaries of REM and things of the like. So we don't really see this very often. This is a pretty cool piece. You get this nice scalloped ridge at the beginning here. And I thought that the dinosaur on the cover reminded me of the topiary dinosaur in Edward Scissorhands. And what'd you say it reminded you of?
I thought it reminded me of the scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he's getting chased by the giant trucker in the desert area. There's a giant dino, so...
Hey, Zombie!
Next up, bringing it back, 69, Alice Cooper's Pretty's For You. This is Alice's debut album. It's on the, sorry, let me correct myself. Originally on the Straight Records label, which is a Warner offshoot, famous for Zappa corralling people onto
Well, it was
it.
bizarre.
Right.
Straight was the more mainstream end of it, that there was a legal battle between Cooper and Warner and Zappa.
It was a whole thing. It was a whole shit show.
Deal.
This is the first reissue, 1970, when it switched over to the Warner Records label. So you got that pretty cool green Warner right there. So this is like more psych rock, a little bit of acid rock kind of influenced Cooper. This is before he kind of like zoned in on his more hard rock sound and image. On the back there you got a younger, still weird looking Alice Cooper.
With the lighter hair.
Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
You only ever think of Alice with the black hair.
Right.
Or the really stringy, hasn't washed it in days sort of hair.
And some inner there for you. So this is, like I said, a first reissue 1 year after the original pressing came out. So yeah, you want to complete your Alice Cooper, you're looking for that first one. I got you fixins. I'm fixins all of it.
I'm gonna skip across the pond for a second here to a similar sort of time period, but not a similar genre. Hey Becca, while I'm at it, our foreign correspondent, This one's for you. Not one, but two albums from the Raincoats. So this was an all-female post-punk band from the late 70s, early 80s. These happen to both be first UK pressings, and hot toddy, are they clean? Is that what they say in England?
Yeah.
Hot toddy?
Yep.
I don't think so.
Becca said that most.
She says it all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, she's saying that to Will right now. I guarantee it. Hot toddy! They're talking about me. So yeah, the Raincoats. We don't get these really ever. This record here was reissued a couple years ago, but it went out of print pretty quickly. So if you're a fan, now's your chance, because I don't think we've ever had first UK pressings before.
Moving right along.
Chugging. Wait, I'm gonna keep it in the UK for a minute.
Okay.
We're going with the Rolling Stones, England's newest hitmakers. Now, English band, US pressing, but still English band. So this was the first release from the Stones, doing pretty much all covers here, really highlighting their love of R&B of the time. And again, nice clean copy. Show you a little label action here. So you got that blue box stereo and blue and silver box London label. Yeah, nice and clean, and a good addition for your Stones collection.
Maybe I should stay in the UK, I guess.
Oh, you got more UK?
Yeah, we're over.
I was organizing my pile by country. I don't know.
Yeah, UK band, German pressing.
Ah, is it Germans?
How about some Smiths for you? This is Hatful of Hollow right here. This is a compilation album released in 1984. It was most of the songs are on are taken from BBC recordings, for Peel sessions, and yeah. I also read that it was denied by Sire being released in the U.S. until 9 years later. They
Really?
just didn't want to release it.
Why?
I don't know. They just didn't release it. Instead, they followed up Louder Than Bombs a couple of years later. That was the U.S. And then 9 years after this was released in the UK, they put it out in the U.S. Yeah, they probably realized they slacked a little bit.
Might
on
have
that.
fucked up on that one.
Yeah.
Sire.
So this is a German pressing of it. You can see this is the GEMA, a common stamp for your German pressings on the black Rough Trade label here. Never get any clean Smiths in. Always sell them when we do. Most of the time just selling our reissues that we get new. But I was very, very happy to get this one used. So you got Morrissey up in there just hanging, being
Maz.
So yeah. Justin, if someone is watching right now and they wanted this, what should they do?
They should comment on the video,
Hey!
because I can see it here.
Ho ho!
Apparently, newsflash from Keith Phillips says "Happy Birthday, Hendrix."
Ah.
Did not realize that, but had I, we would have picked a couple of the Hendrix records that are in this week's batch, because that would have been good goddamn content. Thank you, Keith Phillips, for showing us the error of our ways. Producer is smiling smugly, but did not say anything, so therefore gets no credit for this. Which leads me to this week's With Pick.
Hey,
The With Pick.
go with it.
We've got Dwayne and Greg Allman. This is a compilation on the Boldilocks label. Different cover. There's a more common cover. We never see this one. In fact, I don't think I've ever come across this one in the store before. And you got a gatefold. Got some live cuts on there. This is from '73. And it's the With Pick.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got to say about that.
Coming down to the home stretch now. Huh?
Yeah, we're getting down there.
Yeah, we're cruising. I got one. You got one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got two.
Yeah. Of the same.
But yeah, same. A block.
Yeah. I guess I'll talk about mine. Talk about this Parliament. This is two Gherkin staples this week. A Parliament record and a Specials record. Tribipulation. Parliament's last release of full original material. The releases after this were all greatest hits and such. This is 1980, so you're getting a little bit of disco influence. In researching this, I found out that Bootsy plays pretty much every instrument on pretty much every song. It's really cool, because Bootsy...
Because he couldn't get along with anybody, or nobody else could get along with him?
I don't know. It's just, end of the P-Funk era. They're having their issues. Yeah, Clinton normally solely produced every album. This was the first Parliament album where he wasn't the sole producer. So there must have been a little bit of happenings in the P-Funk world.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is
Bootsy, huh?
This is a Dutch pressing here. Pretty similar to the Casablanca label there, but right underneath you got Made in Holland. So yeah, it's just P-Funk, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, new album by Bootsy out earlier this month. Definitely recommend it if you're about the P-Funk. It's right up your alley.
The other night, I think Saturday night after work, when I was going to bed, I watched the James Brown documentary on Netflix. Have you watched that?
No, not yet.
Well, there's a whole section with Bootsy in there where they interview him for it, and I didn't realize that when James Brown's band, the JBs, were sort of revolting against James Brown, he had none of it. He fired them all, and he convinced Bootsy and the gang to come be his backing band without telling them first.
Ah.
And then sort of just like literally threw him on stage that night. And that's where Bootsy credits becoming like a real band and a real musician, because he had to get it done because he was out there. So interesting documentary, shows you both the good and bad side of Mr. Brown, but well worth the watch.
Oh yeah.
For our unrelated Darkside content this week. And that brings me to Mr. Neil Young. Got a handful of Neil Young records.
Some different ones
this
too.
week, yeah. Got a little bit of later period here. American Stars and Bars. So you got some sort of cowpokey, drunken Neil Young happening there. Good record. But ultimately, I wanted to talk to you about my favorite Neil Young record, which is On the Beach. So, if I had to pick one out of the entire canon of his work, this is my one here. So this is after the success of Harvest, his only record ever to go like really chart high. He did Tonight's the Night, which came out before this, even though it was recorded. Never mind. So I don't know. You just kind of see Neil rejecting the man here. Like, Walk On is about like kind of stepping away from CSNY because they're being assholes, and Revolution Blues. This is sort of relevant. Charles Manson just died. Revolution Blues, the third track on here, happens to be about hanging out with Charles Manson and seeing what a fucking wacko he was. Because Neil and him met in Topanga Canyon in the early 60s. You got Vampire Blues on here, which is a big fuck you to the oil industry. And yeah, this is one of my favorite records. The cover is what intrigued me in the first place. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? They also went to the painstaking point of printing inside the jacket, which you would never see unless you split it. But if we can get a close-up on that. So, the only reason I know this is because my grandmother actually had the same umbrella that's featured on the cover here. And what you're seeing inside the sleeve is the inside of the umbrella if you were sitting underneath it. So, that's pretty cool. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. And then there's this mysterious note on here, which also has nothing to do with the record. It was sort of a letter from something else, of which is escaping me right now, but a lot going on this record. It's also a fairly mellow record, and I think he credited that with them sort of concocting their own concoction of marijuana and honey, where they would just saute up some weed with honey and make it in these little edible sort of candies. And so that's why they sort of say that it's a particularly mellow Neil Young record. But they had a name for them. I can't remember which.
Well, if anyone knows how to make those, I'm here Mondays through Fridays. Let me know.
I should say real quick, you have been complimented by Joe Angelo on your Pride shirt.
My man Joe. Thanks, bro. Pride never dies.
Whatever that means. So, Neil Young, On the Beach, and I think we got a couple other things to talk about.
Yeah, some exciting news.
You might have noticed in your bags, if you were in this weekend, that we got an app. So, we're apping now. This is our plan. This is a card that you may have gotten. It's called Hit JB with the thing. And this is, if you're wearing 3D glasses, you'd be freaking out right now. So we got an app.
We got an app.
Doesn't matter if you're iOS or Android. You can go check it out. What does the app let you do, Tyler?
The app lets you browse new releases that are coming out. You can make a little want list, perfect for the holidays. You can sample music, both out of store and in store. If you see a CD that happens to be sealed, you want to see how it sounds, just scan that right up on the app.
There's a little barcode right in the bottom of the home screen. You just touch that to bring up your camera, and you scan the barcode on the product, and then you can sample it, either obnoxiously without headphones or with headphones if you have them. And you're getting samples of each track. Also, importantly, you can buy shit on the app. So, yeah. Please download our app. I would also say, importantly, when you first install an app, you know it says, yes, would you like to allow notifications? And everybody fucking hits no. Don't hit no. Yeah. Say yes.
Yes to our
say
push
yes
notifications.
To the rest of our notifications. We're not really going to be pushy about it, but for example, today's Analog Monday, and we're having a sale on vinyl care accessories, 25% off till we close, 9 p.m. And we sent out our first push notification about that. So we're not going to be pushy, but we're going to try to give the people what they want, which is updates about what's going on at their favorite record store.
Yeah, the push notifications will be well worth it. It's not going to be any random stuff. It's just deals and random stuff that's happening in the store.
Neil Young claimed by Mr. Christopher McFeldman. So, thank you. And, okay, one other last piece of housekeeping before we go. Tyler, where do you go to see the list?
You go to darksiderecords.com.
But tomorrow, you will see an all-new darksiderecords.com. Fresh.
Clean.
Tasty. And functioning.
There it is.
Darksiderecords.com. So it's a whole new site. We're kind of launching it in conjunction with our new app. And that means, specifically, the used list will not be in the same place it always was. Still easy to find, though. You're going to see a whole brand new homepage, whole different content, and there's a bar right on the top. It says used. You just click that word used, scroll, it's a tinky dink, and it'll be right there on the page for you. You can see the whole list. So it won't be separated the way it used to be, but you'll get the hang of it. And as always, if you're not on the email list, you can still go to our brand new website,
darksiderecords.com,
and sign up for the motherfucking email list. We send out an email, usually somewhere in the early hours of Tuesday morning. I like to change it up so Julie doesn't give me shit. And that'll contain everything. It'll have some highlights and links to the complete list so you can pick for yourself. And if you see something you want, reply to the email, give us a call.
Show up at the door at 10 o'clock or after we open.
Leave a comment on this video. Send a Facebook message. Send us a tweet. You could even send us a letter, but that would be ill-advised because it would take several days to reach us.
True.
But we would accept it.
We would, yeah.
By default, because the mailman would bring it.
Yeah, I think that does it, right?
That about covers it?
Yeah.
So, app, download it, allow notifications.
Yes.
Wait for it. You've been apped! And a whole new website, darksiderecords.com. And give us feedback. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. We're trying to make it better. There's going to be a full store. We'll talk about it later. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks, y'all.
See you in the bins.
Peace.
That's one of her favorite songs.